hilarious laughing you hear is my great pal Sandra Smith.
I enjoyed that, Larry.
Co-anchor of America Reports on Fox News every day.
Well, you know, I sat down and I said, what are we gonna talk about? You said, just listen to my opening riff.
Yes.
So now I'm ready. I took notes.
All right.
Okay, so
go.
the average American wants to spend what, 20 bucks?
$20. All right.
Think about that. And this is an administration that is promising trillions of our American hardworking taxpayer dollars to go into this industry, where it's just, quite frankly, if you talk to Bjorn Lomborg, I know you do,
Yep.
it's just not ready. So we're forcing people into these EVs. And by the way, doesn't that require taking your gas guzzler and dumping it into the car graveyard? How green is that? Why not use it till it dies? Isn't that a greener way of things? So you've got that, and then you go, well, okay, so he's forcing trillions of dollars into this industry that's not ready. The average American wants to spend 20 bucks on it. They're not ready for it. But no matter what, the average hardworking family is going to be on the hook regardless.
Boom.
Regardless. And I mean, they're going to be taxed in the form of higher interest rates, which is happening right before our eyes right now, to pay for this massive government spending. It's happening every day in this country. It's forcing home prices to go up, or home affordability to go down, interest rates and mortgage rates to go up. We're paying for this every single day.
And we're not only subsidizing electric vehicles, and we're subsidizing
China.
Renewables. We're subsidizing China.
So I pulled the...
Thank you, ma'am. That is exactly right. As though they aren't our worst, most threatening, severe threatening rival. They're not our pal. It's not friendly competition.
Amen.
They're going after us in every way, shape, or form. We had Bob Lighthizer on last night. We had Gordon Chang on the night before. Biden's policies are subsidizing China's economy.
By the way, the other time you caught me laughing in your opening riff was when you played out sound from former President Trump the other night when asked what his energy policy will be. Drill, baby, drill.
Yes.
Think about that and contrast that with the current energy secretary, Jen Granholm. When she was asked early in this administration, what is your plan to increase oil production in this country when we were faced with sky-high gas and oil prices? She threw her head back in laughter. I mean, this was an energy secretary who, when asked, didn't even know our current oil production and where it stood, whether or not we could even boost production and how we plan to do it. She laughed at that. So think about how different that is. But here's the latest brain room on the EV stuff. I mean, so what, 75%? Still 75% of all the EV batteries, we are reliant on China?
Yep.
Okay. What are we at? 8% of the total American car market for these EVs? Max. I looked at that number and I thought it was high. Why? Because Biden's own energy administration right now, even with their best efforts and optimism at play, are forecasting that electric vehicles will be a mere 10% of the American car market by, wait for it, the year 2050. Go to the EIA website.
Yep.
It's on there.
Yep.
That is their best efforts and their most optimistic outlook.
And not enough chargers anywhere. Not enough chargers anywhere, okay? Not just highways, but in town. And it's very expensive. You want to install your own charger, and it takes about a day to do it. In your garage, okay, fine, but you got to have a lot of money.
Not to mention...
That's a rich person's game, not a middle-class game.
The technology's not ready. We had on the program earlier this week, this was a town in Michigan, who they were given the funds to go off and buy these electric buses, okay? Electric school buses. They're yellow. They take kids to school. Anyway, the bus drivers, the town who was all for it, they're all about pushing it on every... They're not working. The buses are breaking down. The bus drivers are complaining. Oh. They can't even keep them running. We interviewed the town's mayor, and it's a big deal. And
the shareholder meetings
are
turning.
How about that, though?
Even the big oil shareholder meeting. Now, I don't want to diminish your Michigan school bus story, but it is interesting, right? The big evil oil companies, quote unquote, the oil companies are winning now. The ESG crowd is losing. I think that's very, very important. And now I got another one for you.
Sure.
Biden administration issues a 20-year drilling ban near indigenous site, ignoring pleas from Native Americans. Now, this is Interior Secretary Deb Haaland, New Mexico. She was a Congress member for many years. She's indigenous. The Navajo tribes want to drill because it's good for jobs
Listen
they're
to
saying
them.
no. Right. And no one's listening to them. Right. Washington knows best. Yeah, sure.
You know, Larry, what are we at? So I just pulled up the number. Oil, $71 a barrel today. What do you think we could realistically get to? Oil prices, that's down from where we've been.
If we open the spigots or
Open
no?
the spigots.
If we open the spigots, we'll go back to the range of about $45 to $60 a barrel, averaging.
And the
something
oil
close to
companies
50.
can still be profitable at those levels.
Oil companies make money if it's over $35 a barrel. Frackers will make money if it's over
That's
$25 a barrel. I've done a lot of work on this. Big oil will tell you higher numbers. I'm here, but those are the numbers. They made money during the Trump years. The average price of oil, West Texas, was something around $50. Gasoline prices were generally below $2 a gallon. Now, they've come down because we've depleted the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, by the by, and nothing's going to help refill those things. But, gasoline price is still $3.50. It was under $2. In fact, Trump last night at the Sean Hannity thing quoted $1.87. Now, you may not like Trump, you may like Trump. I'm not getting into that here.
Let's talk
on this
policy.
segment. This is about what's good for America. And you know what? I have nothing against renewables. All the above should be going. But the base load power in this country is going to come from natural gas.
Why are we ignoring natural gas?
And nuclear power. For as far as the eye can see, the renewables are going to be under 10%. It's just not there, and it's costing us a fortune.
And it's going to be harder and harder for them to make this EV, ESG push on the corporations when you've got people who can't stand their current financial situation. You can tell the American people how great it is. I covered Karine Jean-Pierre. She had her White House press briefing today talking about that jobs report, a big win. Oh, she took a victory lap when she stepped out there. The president's expected to do the same tonight. But when you ask people, do they rate their current personal financial situation fair or poor? 66% of the country, Larry. Who's paying attention to that? People don't feel good about their current economic environment. Those who rate the economy fair or poor, 83% of the country right now. That's up from 78% in April, 69% a year ago. That number's climbing. So who's paying attention to their needs? And that's going to be a huge part of the 2024 discussion.
And energy is not the whole story, but don't forget the link between high energy prices and grocery prices is fertilizer.
Oh.
Prices have soared because of turning the spigots off. But, as I said, it looks like the tide.
That means food prices up. That means everything.
Grocery prices up about
Goods in the store.
20% under Mr. Biden. It's a big number. And a lot of that's because fertilizer's in short supply because it's too expensive, or if you run it through, it's going to jack up the price of ordinary food. Food at home, food in restaurants, whatever. And people feel that. Middle-class people, it's kitchen table. Kitchen table issues are going to determine this election. It's going to be a pocketbook election, but that's another segment. Sandra Smith. Sandra Smith, you can catch her every single day with her co-anchor, John Roberts.
Thanks, Larry.
Monday through Friday. You wouldn't text me back, so I just ran with this.
I was anchoring a show.
I offered you your own topics.
Next time.
Next time, you got it.
I liked these, though.
They'll be
These were great.
All right.
Thanks for having me.